Hello, everybody, and welcome to your yoga boost for this morning. You may want your weights today. You might end up sitting them down, and that's okay. Wherever you're at is okay. Find a comfortable way to stand. Feel landed on your mat. So you may be at this point where you're like, wow, I'm really good, hip width apart. You may still feel like I want to be a little wider. Make sure that your knees and toes are always in the same direction. And then take a look down. Land on all four corners of your feet. Lift your toes, and that helps lift up that deep core line is what we call it, but it goes from the arches of your feet through your inner thighs and then all the way up to your core. Now we're going to neutralize your pelvis. So you don't want it tipping forward or back. You just want it somewhere in the center to neutralize it. Slight engagement of the core, just turning it on. Drop your toes, drop your shoulders out of your ears. And then maybe you want to place your hands on your belly to help ground you, or hand on the belly, hand on the heart. Soften your eyes. Landing. That's what I always feel like. I'm like, oh, I'm landing. Bring your awareness down to those feet for a moment. Feel yourself. Feel the feet on the ground, like you've landed. If you pay attention to your feet, it's like your toes are like the talons of that falcon. They're kind of landing you and kind of helping to grip you. Don't grip your toes, but they're just landing you. All four corners of your feet. Take that nice deep breath in and exhale. Our theme for today is tuning in. So each and every day, our themes could be back on the day before and the day before and the day before, but tune in. When we tune in and listen to our body, that helps us to align with our values. So today we're going to really tune in and move into really small details. Tuning in and really listening. So when we're not doing these big movements, we can tune in. So much easier. So tune in, listen to your body. So when you feel really light and uplifted, that's really in alignment with your values. But when you feel really heavy and constricted, probably not, going against who you are. So tune in today. Take a moment to set your intention. What would you like to receive from showing up on your mat today? Inhale. Exhale. Release those hands. You're going to bring some movement into the body, maybe circling the head and neck, ear to shoulder, side to side, and wind your neck. Switch direction. And bring your head to stillness, nose forward, squeeze those shoulders to the ears, roll them back. As you drop them down, the hips go back. Keep that alignment in your feet, up, back, and down. Hips go back. Again, feet go down, up, back, and down. So feet go down and maybe out a little bit. Up, back, and down. Really tune in, even to our warm-up here. Right, go ahead on your own so that you can really tune in By now, you all know this movement very well. Up and down, and tune into your body. What's it feel like in your knees and your hips and your shoulders? How different does it feel if you press your feet into the floor and away from each other? You can feel those muscles engage. Excellent. Come to stand. Let's go side to side. So widen those feet, making sure knees and toes are in the same direction, and then roll. Pulling those shoulders back. And now let those feet come up and move. So now we're a little more fluid. And let those arms come up, opening and closing hands. Breathe. Excellent. Bring your body to stillness. Find that nice wide stance. Inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Turn the palms away from each other and dive down like you're pressing through water, even though it's through air. And let's do that again. Up, turn the palms away, press back and away. This time, hips go back into space. Bring your arms down, hands down to the thighs, chest forward, and that standing cow, and then round. So we're gonna do some standing cat and cow here, forward and round, forward and round, forward and round, forward and round. Roll yourself up, roll the shoulders back, and heel toe your feet in, getting some movement into those hip joints, feet hip width apart. We're gonna warm these shoulders up here because it's gonna all be about tuning into our arm movements today. So you're gonna bring elbows into the side, arms and hands are forward like you're holding a tray. Elbows stay tucked in. So all your rotator cuff movements. Then keep the elbows in, take the hands out, draw the shoulder blades together. That's where I really can feel that. You're really opening up the pecs, draw those shoulder blades together. Begin to lift the arms up, keep those palms up to the sky, turn the fingers in towards each other. Do not do anything that causes pain. And then lower down, bring the hands forward, elbows swing out, hands go back. You can also take the hips back as the hands go back. Lift those palms up to the sky. Excellent. Sweep the arms down, stand up, bend the elbows, palms up, back to the beginning. Hands out, draw those shoulder blades together. Arms up, keep those palms up, up, up. Touch. And down. As those arms go down, you can begin to take the hips back. Hands come forward so you can swoop the hands in towards the body, reach back, lift up. Pull your belly in ever so slightly. Arms come down as you stand up, palms up, elbows stay in as the hands go out. Draw those shoulder blades together, open that chest. Begin to bring those hands up, palms stay up, fingertips touch. And down, beautiful. As you go down, the hips go back. If that's too much, stay standing. Arms forward, swoop back, lift, hold. Excellent. Bring those arms down. Give them a shake. Okay. Let's show you where you may or may not want these weights. You might do the first one and be like, wow, that is way too much. I might even end up throwing my weights down. Okay. And we're doing the same thing on both sides. So this is what we are going to do. So we're going to go into this warrior two leg stance, and we're going to be in warrior two the whole time with these little pulses. So I'm starting on my left leg. We're going to do 4 on each side, doesn't matter. So make sure the legs and the foundation are right. Press the feet into the mat and away from each other. So my left toes are short towards the short end of the mat, right toes towards the long end of the mat. Arms, I'm dropping my weights here. Arms are going to be up, and we're going to do this salt shaker movement with little pulses. So you're pressing your feet into the mat and away from each other while we're doing these salt shakers. Okay, and then we'll take those arms down. We'll stand up, we'll stretch back because we're going to really be working. So we're really tuning in, fine tuning these movements. Hit the button. Here we go. So get your legs. Make sure you're just little pulses. So we're pressing up, up. Here we go. And salt shaker. So just up and down, push, push. Okay, at first it might seem like, oh, that's not very much. This really works those shoulders and those arms. And little pulses in your leg. 1, and take it down. And stretch it back. Give those legs a break. Okay, arms up. Here we go. Salt shakers, up and down. Tune in to those shoulders and that leg. Don't be jutting that knee forward. You're thinking about pushing back and off the floor. Really small, tiny movements. 2 and 1. Take it down and rest. Arms are back. Stretch it out. Okay, arms up. Here we go. Pulse, pulse. Okay, set those weights down if it's getting too much. Keep the wrists straight. Don't bend your wrist. Press off the floor. Push back, back, back. Breathe. 2, 1. And down. You can also take your arms down. They don't have to stay that high. Then the elbows, that takes pressure off of it too. So it could look like down here like this. This could be where you're going. Push off. So you're pushing back. Excellent. You're done. Take a break. Okay, we're switching sides here. Take it up. Okay, and rock it. Again, if this is too hard, start bringing it down and make bigger movements. You're pushing off the floor with that right foot so that your knee isn't jutting forward. Okay, rest. Arms behind you, stretch. Okay, here we go. Press back. Again, these can get much bigger and slow down those movements. Tune in. I'm about ready to set my weights down because my arms are burning. Excellent. I'm going to set them in. Okay, we got 2 rounds left. Interlace. Okay, here we go. Up and down. Push back. Push that foot back. Excellent. Push back. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Take it down and back. 3, 2. Okay, here we go. Last one. Push back. And again, you can take these arms way down here. Just the movement, just the movement. I said, this seems like so simple when we started, and now your arms are really burning, but that's really toning them up. And you're finally done. Excellent. Bring those legs in, toes forward. Roll those shoulders back and down. Take those hands behind your back. Stretch and reach. Soft knees. And then hips back. Begin to forward fold. And maybe you stay right there at that halfway down, or you take your hands up. Stretch those arms. Really tune into your body. Notice maybe one arm sore compared to the other. Maybe you're noticing one particular muscle. And then release down and slowly bring yourself up. Release those arms. Give them a nice little shake. Turn your left toes to the left and take it into that warrior two stance again in your foundation. See, my knee never passes my ankle. Press both feet into the mat and away from each other. Make sure that right leg in the back is comfortable. Breathe. We are going to take this arm down, go into that lateral angle again, but this time I'm going to take this arm back behind your back. So we'll start here, rest it here, then roll your shoulder blade back. Take that arm, and either, if this is all you can do is rest it here, rest it there, or take it behind your back and keep twirling that chest up towards the sky. Maybe look up, opening that chest and stretching that arm up. And we're going to take that arm out, and then we're going to let it swing. Just a little pendulum swing here. Let it go. Swing it. Your foundation of your legs is strong, pushing into the floor and away from each other. But maybe your legs are bouncing. So your feet are strong on the ground. You're rooting into the ground. Your body is bouncing, some fluidity. Take that arm all the way up and overhead into that lateral stretch. Excellent. Use the arm to pull yourself up and over. Let's switch sides. Turn the right toes to the right. Bending in. Find that foundation of your feet. You can lift your toes at any time to ground into all four corners of your feet. And then you can take yourself down. Arm by your side. I love to rest on my elbow here. Let's call it lazy man's yoga. You're rooting down into your feet. You're finding your stability. And then take that hand either to your side, maybe behind your back. Twirl that chest up towards the sky. Now, are you rotating going? No, that's not possible. But your intention is up towards the sky. Just stretch the front of your shoulder. Do not do anything that causes pain. So don't take your arm behind your back if that causes pain. Breathe. Excellent. Let that arm out and let it swing. Those pendulum swings. It's like letting go. Shake it all out. Breathe. And then swing that arm forward and up and over your head for your lateral angle. Play with your arm. Tune in to your body. Breathe. Take that arm up, overhead, toes forward. I don't want you to heel toe. So this heel toe is really helping to move your hip joints in and out. So we're going to do this standing, and you may need to go into standing for the next thing we're going to do. Roll the shoulders back. Take your hands behind your back. So either palms or fists, whatever feels most comfortable. So you need to find this neutral pelvis. You don't want it tipping forward or back. So you can see there's a big difference. So I'm just trying to find neutral where it just feels comfortable. That doesn't mean it feels natural, because if your natural is here, like a forward pelvic tilt, which is where mine wants to go, bringing it back a little bit into neutral might not feel natural. That's different. Just trying to find this neutral. So neutral, there is a curve in your back, but not a huge curve. Hands are back, draw your shoulder blades together. Lift up on the chest. Natural curve in your neck, lifting up so you're not tipping your head back. Draw those shoulder blades together. Breathe. So if this is okay for you, maybe you're going to take your hands behind your back and interlace them. Press those knuckles down and deepen it by drawing those shoulder blades together and the hands together even more. Just don't strain your neck. Your neck should always be like there's a grapefruit back there, never dropping your head back, but don't strain it either. Excellent, release. Inhale, reach those hands up to the sky. Exhale, as the arms float down, the hips go back. Hands down to the thighs, belly down to the thighs. Let your head hang. Straighten one leg and then the other. So wag your tail side to side. Breathe. Let's go to a flat back. Bring both legs straight. Lift up so that your torso is parallel with the floor. You look like that upside down L. Breathe. Really lengthening those hamstrings. And then set those hips back so that you could take your hands down to the floor. So this is where you might want to go back up to stand if you have an issue with being on your knees. Or you can roll your mat and create cushion, because kneecaps don't have cushions. You don't feel weird or like you should be able to do this. You can stay on your toes, or you can be on the tops of your feet, whichever is most comfortable with your feet, because we didn't do much with your feet to get them warm, and make sure that you're a comfortable stance here. So now your knees are your foundation, along with your lower legs and your feet. To get the pressure off of your knees, you can take yourself back. We're going to roll our shoulders back. So by bending the knees here, now we're stretching into these hip flexors a little bit more. Again, we're going to start here with palms or fists. Draw those shoulder blades together. Chest lifts like there's a string in the center of your chest lifting you up, and you have this grapefruit at the back of your neck. Breathe. And always you can stay here or interlace your hands and press those knuckles down and lift. Excellent, and release. So we're back to child's pose. If you're standing, come down to sit and go into your seated child's pose. And find your child's pose. Maybe the arms are out in front of you, the hips back to the heels, or the hips are high with the arms out in front of you. Maybe that's too much on your shoulders. And bring the hands in. Settle in. Breathe. Bring yourself up. You're going to swing your legs around. Make sure you're in the middle of your mat. Round. Come up onto your toes. Roll yourself down. Walk side to side or circle. Set those feet down. Knees over top of ankles, arms down by your sides. Press those hips up to the sky, coming into your bridge pose. Roll your shoulder blades underneath and interlace your hands if that's working for you. Maybe this is getting to be too much, but I'm hoping that we did all that work and now we're stretching it all out. Press your feet into the floor, engage your glutes. Okay. First, we're going to engage our glutes. I'm going to change this bridge up a little bit today. So now we're going to switch it from the heels to lift the heels. So push the balls of your feet in, and I want you to notice the difference. Different muscles have to engage here. You lift those heels, but don't cause any neck pressure. You can always drop the hips down, just like I just did if it's too much on your neck, but you're still using those muscles. Good. Release your hands and begin to lower the hips down one vertebra at a time. Nice and slow. And keep those heels lifted so you can really lower one vertebra at a time. Rock your knees side to side just a few times to neutralize the pelvis, and then just shift that pelvis. So press the low back down into the floor, and then allow it to relax. We're going to take our feet up to the sky without putting our hands underneath. So take them up, engage the core ever so slightly so you're pressing that low back down. And we'll take our fingertips up. So you'll look like a big U. Reach one finger up to the sky and drop it down. Reach the other fingertip up and drop it down. Then take your arms up over your head to frame your ears. So you look like an actual L now. This is upside down, down dog. Can you let your legs be effortless? And it's like your legs are dropping down into your hip sockets. And let them, like gravity, just drop them down. That's why I didn't want you to go up onto anything today. Want your legs to drop down into your hip sockets. Inhale. Exhale. Let your arms relax. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Tuning in. And slowly bring those knees into the chest. Take your hands to your knees. Give yourself a big hug. Set your feet down and find your resting place. you haven't already, close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Allow all the tension to melt out of your body. There's nothing to do here. Just take these words in. Opportunity is often missed because we are broadcasting when we should be tuning in. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Om Shanti. Infinite peace and many blessings to each and every one of you. Have a fabulous day today. Namaste.
Thanks, Audrey.